here, and in today's video we're taking a look at the GR1 from Tasty Chips Electronics, who very kindly sent this out for me to check out. The GR1 is a polyphonic multi-timbral granular synthesizer with some really unique features, and the plan today is to give an overview on how this synthesizer works and then dive into the weird and wonderful sound of granular synthesis. If that sounds good, then please stick around. Also, please subscribe if you've not already. And yeah, let's dive into the video. Okay, so here is the GR1, and I'd like to give an overview on how the synthesizer works, but without going too deep, as it is quite a deep machine. I would recommend checking out the videos on the Tasty Chips YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to those in the description. But let's start by loading up a sample. And this is one of the big upgrades to a recent firmware update. It's really easy to navigate through your sample libraries and presets. And I'm going to load up this preset called Harp 1. And it sounds like this. It's got that sort of intro to a psychedelic jazz album from the 60s vibe, which is perfect for granular. And we generate grains using the density control, and let's increase the grain size as well. We can then use the slider to move through the sample. That's so cool. Let's increase the pan spray. And then the spray amount, which is the sort of sample area that the grains are generated from. You can see how quickly you create these granular textures. We do have an envelope for the sort of the overall synth. As well as for the individual grains, and this can be really useful when you have a lot of clicking with the grains, which can happen. We do have some internal effects here, such as a filter. And these can be modulated using the LFOs. And we access those using the modulation matrix. As I mentioned in the intro, this can be 4-part multi-timbral, so we're going to be checking that out later in the video. And there's a whole load of other crazy things it can do. It's really a lot of fun. Oh yeah, the final thing here to show is the scan control, which will move through the sample, and it means that your textures can really evolve. Your samples can be up to 2 minutes long, so you can get some amazingly evolving sort of generative sounding textures. So yeah, that's the overview. Let's dive in to some sounds. So for this jam, I'm layering 4 presets on top of each other, and I can use the ADSR sliders here as a volume mixer for each of the 4 layers. So let's have a listen to the individual parts. On layer 1 I have this pad sound, and I'm using the internal LFO with the filter to just sort of slowly sweep through the cutoff with a decent amount of resonance. And it has such a full and sci-fi vibe, which I really like. On layer 4, I have this sort of generic AI voice, and I pasted in the first 2 paragraphs of J.R.R. Tolkien's Silmarillion. So we're getting these sort of deep creation mythology, and it works really nicely with this sci-fi sound, I think. On layer 3 I've got generic street sounds. I think this is from Amsterdam. I just took it off a YouTube video, somebody walking through Amsterdam at night. I had this one sitting quite low in the mix. It just adds some general ambience and a bit of sort of movement and human voice. Then on layer 2 I've got a synth sound that I was playing with the Oxy 1, and that just allows me to add a bit of sort of harmony and chord progression. And then finally on my DAW I do have the Valhalla, I think, reverb, or Supermassive maybe. It's one of the free ones, and that's just going over the master here. So instead of using individual reverbs on each of the tracks, I just wanted one reverb over all 4 of the layers. And yeah, it sounds so epic. It's a complete ambient track right there. really beautiful. So for this patch, I am recording audio in live from the OP1. You do need an interface to do this, so I've got the Focusrite 2i2 patched into the back here. And I'm generating grains in real time by hitting the play button. I have it pitched up an octave, it sounds so nice. And I was just kind of experimenting with different sounds over the top. Sounds so magical. Another cool thing is moving the grain size down, you can get more sort of rhythmic patches. wanted to have some kind of a summer vibe. It's been a very long winter and the sun actually came out in Scotland the other day, which was fantastic. So I'm trying to get myself into the summer mood, and I'm doing that by making another multi-timbral patch here. In layer 1 I have water and seagulls. Now seagulls don't make the most pleasant sound, but it does remind me of summer, which is why I've gone for this sound. So I'm kind of using it just as a sample here. This track is just playing through and looping, whereas layer 2 is more granular. This is actually an arpeggiator from the Mini Freak, and I'm sequencing it with the Oxy 1 here, just playing one note and then another one. Then I have kind of like two lead sounds which I'm putting over the top. And we have an oh yeah, which has a nice kind of distant vocal sound. And then on layer 4 we have the Mellotron flute. And the grains are sort of overlapping in this one, which gives it a nice reverberous effect. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my initial exploration of the GR1. There's a hell of a lot I didn't cover in this video, and that's because it is a very deep machine. There's a lot of effects to explore. There is a lot of different modes, including tape modes, looping, all kinds of stuff we didn't touch on. I would recommend checking out the Loop Hop video. It's really good, and I ended up watching that a few times when getting to grips with this. Thank you very much to Tasty Chips for sending this out for me to check out. I can see myself using this one quite a lot. And finally, if you have enjoyed today's video and you'd like to support what I do, then I have a Patreon where I upload extra videos, as well as any sample packs and preset packs that I make get uploaded there. You can also grab them on my online store. I have a cassette for sale that you can get on Bandcamp, and there are some affiliate links down below as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you again soon. Take care.